10 prehistoric whales you won't believe existed. Today, whales are fascinating animals, but trust me, millions of years ago, there were some whales that looked like they came from another planet. Sink into this video and find out what they are. Number 1. Cetotherium. Baleen whales are extraordinary, but did you know that they all have a relative in common? Cetotherium was a genus of enormous cetaceans that lived during the Miocene and the Pliocene, standing out from the prehistoric sea monsters for its big body size. Cetotherium was up to 39.3 feet long. Wow, that's almost the size of a bus.
So big!
Absolutely. Now I get why its name means whale beast. As you can imagine already, this aquatic mammal ate a lot, but its favorite dish was the tiny living organisms that were gobbled down by it in large quantities. For Cetotherium to prey on, it stayed close to the surface, even if this may have meant to run into a not-so-friendly neighbor.
It's a megalodon.
That's right, Cetotherium was the common prey for this predator, though another threat was also a larger and more fearsome whale. See it next. Number 2. Brygmophyseter. Would you like to get an idea of what a Brygmophyseter looked like? Alright, imagine how fierce a T.Rex is, but in the deep sea. This cetacean shared some characteristics with this dinosaur, such as being one of the most feared apex predators of its time. The remains of this whale were discovered in 1992 in Japan, and this animal is thought to live there during the Miocene. Its large size reached 39.3 feet in length, meaning it was larger than the killer whale you currently know. Of course, being one of the most dangerous creatures underwater was due to its formidable jaws with big teeth.
There are 44 teeth in its jaws. The front teeth are as long as those of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Told you so, they have things in common. Grigmofeister's opponents had to think twice before getting into a fight with it, since this cetacean was able to charge anyone with its strong head and totally knock them out, including the megalodon. By the way, I've got a video of a complete list of those that might defeat this dreaded prehistoric predator. Watch it, you'll love it. Number 3. Basilosaurus. It is not a dinosaur, neither is it a crocodile. Basilosaurus is an extinct whale. Okay, you may get confused by its name, which means king lizard, but there's a good reason for that. When the fossils were discovered, researchers thought it was about a giant reptile, and no wonder. Look at its head. I would have gotten confused too. Fortunately, they figured out later it was about a cetacean, and not just a regular one, but it was the largest cetacean of the whole Paleogene. Oh yeah, this big guy makes many of those on this list look small, as it was 49 or 66 feet long.
It's huge.
Sure it is. Just to get an idea of its size, imagine an incredible Mosasaurus from Jurassic World, but in whale version. Basilosaurus had a tremendous bite force of 3,600 psi, applied to crush its victim's skull. Unbelievable! Number 4. Olophysider. If you think modern-day sperm whales are awesome, wait until you see its prehistoric version. Olophysider was an extinct genus of this mammal that lived during the Miocene. The remains of this whale were found on the east and west coasts of North America and in Patagonia in South America. What about the size? A length of 20 feet and a weight of about 2,400 pounds.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Right, it wasn't as large as a current sperm whale, but it had other more amazing features, such as the number of teeth that it used to tear up its victims.
It has a lot more teeth. It has teeth in both the upper and lower jaws.
Because of the traces left by Olophysider, the animal is thought to have crossed constantly the sea lane where what is now Panama, which was submerged at that time. When sealed, this friend could no longer continue with its migration route, so it eventually died out. And you? Would you have liked to meet it? Number 5. Albacettis. You must have heard of Moby Dick either in its book or movie version, where a captain confronts a colossal whale. Get ready, because this prehistoric whale was named after this amazing creature due to the resemblance. Albacettis, or white whale, was a sperm whale that lived 15 million years ago during the Miocene period. It was light in color and 20 feet long. Its jaw was bent and deformed, full of huge and sharp teeth used to mercilessly tear apart the unlucky ones that ran into the whale. Don't think this cetacean chased just any squids or fish. Albacettis preyed on other sea mammals, which were defeated by its great body mass. After this description, you'll have no doubts about this big guy is a whale. However, when researchers discovered the remains of this whale, they thought it was about a walrus. Incredible! Number 6. Ziggifysitter varolii. Do you believe the shark is the most frightening animal in the sea?
Yes.
Well, be grateful for not living in the late Miocene and say hello to Ziggifysitter varolii, a terrible carnivorous cetacean living in that period. Just so you know what I'm talking about, let me tell you that the common name of this whale was none other than killer sperm whale. And sure, the animal does it justice. The remains of this whale were found in southern Italy, and it's estimated that the animal was up to 23 feet long. About the teeth, it had 54 sharp teeth distributed in the upper and lower part of its jaws, used to get big fish bones broken into pieces, such as cephalopods, seals, and even other smaller whales.
Oh my god, that is so creepy!
But searching for food underwater may have been hard sometimes, so Ziggifysitter varolii had its own methods. The animal used the echolocation. In other words, it found prey through sound. Good technique, isn't it? Number 7. Acrophysiter. I'm telling you, this cetacean isn't that big, but trust me, when you realize what this animal is capable of, the size will be the last of your worries. Acrophysiter was a genus of prehistoric sperm whale living during the late Miocene in front of the Peruvian coasts. What about size? It was barely 13 to 14 feet long.
Really small.
In fact, it was the smallest raptorial sperm whale. But don't get me wrong, that wasn't an impediment at all when it came to bringing terror under the sea. This little one could easily pick a fight with crocodiles, whales, or even the megalodon and make them its snack of the day.
I don't believe you.
Maybe you do it when you see the enormous and robust teeth of this animal. Exactly 25 deep-rooted teeth in both upper and lower jaw, ready to tear up any animal coming up. I was right when I told you not to judge before knowing, see? Number 8. Lanacetus. What if I told you that one of the first baleen whales did not even have baleen?
What? Impossible.
I know, it doesn't make sense, but anything would make sense millions of years ago. Lanacetus lived during the Upper Eocene period and is one of the most primitive baleen whales discovered so far. Of course, it was quite different from the one you currently know, because instead of a sophisticated system to filter food, it had rake-like teeth. Incredibly, this was very helpful for the whale when preying on, but not when chewing, of course. So after sinking the teeth into the unfortunate prey that ran into the whale, this one just sucked it up. Well, in prehistory, manners didn't matter too much at lunchtime, I guess. If Lanacetus is compared with other cetaceans of its time, the animal was considerably big since it could have a length of 26 to 39 feet. Rightly so, this whale pigged out on all the food. Number 9. Zigorhiza. If you're wondering how similar would a prehistoric whale and a modern one look, let me introduce you to Zigorhiza. This creature from the late Eocene is the closest thing to those sea giants you know nowadays.
What did you say?
It's true that this whale had rudimentary traits, but it had developed a narrow and unusually sleek body already, and a long head placed on a short neck. The whale was 20 feet long and weighed 1 ton, not bad for a cetacean of its time. But the most astonishing thing about Zigorhiza was its front flippers hinged at the elbows. This means the giant might have gotten out of the water and gone to land occasionally, such as when it had to give birth.
Impressive.
Do you want to get to know it better? Then you must go to the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science. There's a complete skeleton there, which even has an affectionate nickname. Just ask for Ziggy. And now, buckle up because the next whale is likely to be a mythological creature for being so extraordinary, but actually, it existed millions of years ago. This is Number 10. Leviathan melvilli. The Bible tells us about a colossal and tremendous sea monster whose name is Leviathan. The whale I'm talking about was named after this enormous creature, and of course, the Melville part was the last name of the Moby Dick's author who I talked to you about a while ago. Leviathan melvillei was a giant whale discovered in Pisco, Peru, and lived during the Miocene period about 9.9 million years ago. It was 57 feet long and weighed about 57 tons, making it one of the largest predators that ever existed.
He's a whale of a whale!
As you can imagine, it had fierce jaws with 1-foot teeth, almost the size of a bowling pin. It's not surprising Leviathan melvillei was at the top of the food chain. No sharks, seals, or dolphins were saved from it, not even the other whales on this list. It's a fact that these prehistoric whales were wonderful animals. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you want to discover more wonders of the SeaWorld, check this and this video.